You know, when we think about solving a country's energy crisis, our minds usually jump to the big stuff, right? More power plants, bigger grids. But what if the answer isn't just about making more power, but about wasting less of it? Well, that's exactly what's happening in Pakistan. Today, we're going to dive into how the country is tackling its energy challenges by getting smarter, and we'll zoom right in on the government agency at the very heart of this revolution. This question, this right here, is a total game changer. It's the simple but powerful idea behind a huge national strategy. See, instead of just focusing on supply, the real innovation is in managing demand. Think about it. The energy you save is energy you don't have to produce, you don't have to import, and you definitely don't have to pay for. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at Pakistan's energy puzzle. Then we'll see the big shift to efficiency. After that, we'll get into the specific tools being used, see how it all fits into a greener future, and finally, find out how you can actually help. Okay, first up, let's really get a sense of the scale of this problem. Powering a growing nation of over 240 million people, that is a monumental task. Every single decision has enormous economic stakes, and it affects everything from big national development projects right down to the daily lives of every single person. For years, Pakistan was kind of caught in this double bind. On one hand, you have this rising demand for more energy to fuel growth. On the other, you had the absolutely crushing cost of importing the fuel to generate it. This pressure squeezes everything, from factory output to the electricity bill in your home. Something had to change. And this quote right here, it just nails the new strategy. The entire conversation in Pakistan's energy sector did a complete 180. The focus shifted from this brute force approach of just build more power plants to a much more elegant strategy. Let's optimize how we use every single watt. Now, a big shift like this doesn't just happen overnight. Nope. It was actually driven by the evolution of a key government agency, one that transformed itself from just a promoter of ideas into a really powerful regulator. And this timeline tells the whole story. It started way back in 1985 with an organization called ENERCON, which was mostly about raising awareness. But the real turning point, the game changer, came in 2016 with the NEECA Act. This law gave the organization real teeth, and it paved the way for the super comprehensive national policy that's in place today. So here's the bottom line, the big difference. The old ENERCON was about suggesting change. The new NEECA, that's the National Energy Efficiency and Conservation Authority, is about enforcing it. It's now the top federal authority with the legal muscle to set the rules and make sure everyone follows them. Okay, so you've got this new, powerful authority. Now what? Well, NEECA needed some real tools to turn all that policy on paper into actual practice. So let's look at how it's really making homes and businesses more efficient. It all starts right here with something called MEPS, Minimum Energy Performance Standards. Just think of it like setting a baseline for efficiency. NEECA can legally say, hey, if you want to sell a fan or an AC unit in Pakistan, it has to be at least this efficient. This one move systematically kicks those old energy-guzzling products right out of the market. And this whole process flows right down to you, the person buying stuff. First, NEECA sets the standard. Then, companies have to register their products to prove they meet that standard. If they pass, they get to use the official star rating label. And that simple sticker gives you the power to see exactly how efficient something is with just a glance. And believe me, this isn't just some idea on paper. It's happening at a huge scale. Already, 21 different fan manufacturers are on board with this system. Think about how many fans are in Pakistan. That's a big deal. And the reach is just massive. Get this, over 500,000 of these energy efficiency labels have been put on products out there in the market. That's hundreds of thousands of chances for people to make a smarter, energy-saving choice. All right, so what's the payoff? What does all this actually add up to? Well, just by putting these standards in place for fans alone, Pakistan has already saved an estimated 25 megawatts of peak load on the national grid. That's not just a number. That's enough juice to power thousands and thousands of homes. Saved not by building a new power plant, but just by making fans better. But, these stickers on fans and fridges, that's really just the tip of the iceberg. NEECA's vision is way bigger, stretching across every major part of the economy. And I mean, just look at how comprehensive this is. For buildings, there's a new energy conservation code. In transportation, they're pushing for EV charging. For big industries, energy audits are now mandatory. In agriculture, it's all about efficient water pumps. And even for the power sector itself, they're managing demand better. It's a truly holistic approach that touches pretty much everything. And you know what? The world is taking notice. Big international players like the World Bank and the UN are working with NEECA. And right now, they're looking to secure about $150 million in funding to make these projects even bigger. That is a huge vote of confidence in Pakistan's strategy. Okay, so all this talk of national policy and millions of dollars, it might feel a little abstract, right? But here's the cool part. This whole strategy is designed to connect right back to you. The final, and maybe most important, piece of the puzzle is you. To make that happen, NEECA has rolled out some really neat digital tools to put the power in your hands. There's a mobile app, an online calculator to see what your appliances are costing you, a portal to check your bills, and even a fun little quiz to test your energy smarts. They're all practical tools to help you understand and manage your own energy use. But honestly, the single most powerful thing you can do is this. The next time you're buying an appliance, just look for that star rating sticker. That simple choice, choosing a 4 or 5-star product instead of a 2-star one, directly adds up to those 25 megawatts of savings we just talked about. Your decision in the store literally becomes part of the national solution. So all of this leaves us with one big question, doesn't it? In a world that's always searching for these complex, high-tech solutions for our energy and climate problems, maybe the most effective, the most affordable, and the most powerful tool has been right in front of us the whole time, just not wasting the energy we already have. What do you think?